Hey, it's Bri here, coming at you guys with another video, and welcome back to Boo-tober. I'm loving it. I'm so excited. You guys are probably going to notice the same shirt in the next couple videos. It's because for the talking videos, I feel like it's just easier for me to do a couple of them in a row for you guys. That way I have them, I can edit them, get them up for you guys, and then, yeah, it's just a little bit easier. So anyways, I think that this is the perfect year for us all to chase our dreams and go after what it is that we really and truly want to do. Now, I have a lot of people that have concerns about that. I have a lot of people that will address me and say, well, I mean, I can't do everything that everybody else is doing. That's okay. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to start where you need to start. So if you've been wanting to open up your own business, if you've been wanting to go after your life and your goals, well, guess what, you guys? I'm going to talk to you how I chased my dreams, took the biggest chance of my life, and so far it's working out for me. Knock on wood, it continues to work out for me because I absolutely love my job. I absolutely love what I do. And with that said, you guys, let's get to talking. So think about this first things first. Think about this. Every single business out there had to start somewhere. Amazon, do you guys remember when Amazon started and it was just books? Like, you could go to Amazon and they just had books. It was every single book you could think of, but that was the place where we bought books. Like, that's all they sold was books. And now look at Amazon. You can get anything on Amazon, anything. And they've got free delivery, they've got fast delivery, they've got Prime, they've got all of this stuff. And I'm sure they went through their own troubles. They went through their own like turmoils, or they were like, oh my gosh, this isn't gonna work. They went through their own fears, failures, setbacks, everything. But they started small, right? They started with books. Look at Walmart. Everybody, do you really think that Walmart or Target started out where it's at? Like, it just popped up one day and it was like, here I am, a corporation. I just started here. Actually, I think Walmart was in Kansas or something where it started. I don't remember. I remember hearing about it in a movie, but who knows if that's real actually, because you never know, you know what I'm saying? But the point is they had to start somewhere, right? Walmart probably started as a small business. And then they expanded, and then they expanded, and now they're just way too big and they've got too much going on. But the point is they started somewhere. Same with Target. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't go to Target because I spend too much money. There is something about Target, like I think that their intentions, literally when you walk through the door, it's like you forget what's in your wallet and how much money you actually have and how much money you intended to spend, and you're looking around at everything and you just get lost and you end up checking out, and then you come back into your car, and then it's like you come back into your body or something like that, and you look and you're like, I don't know how this happened, but I just spent a lot of money at Target. I think I just bought everything in the store. Like, I think Target like put the spell on you. I really do. Like, that's not right. There's something not right. I'm not allowed in Target because that literally is like you lose yourself, right? But Target probably had to start somewhere. Every business, I follow this Sensible Mama, and she talks about how she started out in the garage. That's where her business started. Now she has a warehouse where she's sending out like bunches and bunches of orders, but she started out in a garage, and she would get up at the crack of dawn and she wouldn't go to bed until like super late at night. And now she's in a warehouse where she sends out all these orders. She has employees, she has, you know, the UPS people know her, they show up to take her packages. Like, they already know who she is, they already know when she has the big orders going through. She has systems set up, she has, you know, websites, marketing design, accountant, all of this jazz. But she started out just her in the garage. And now look at her. A lot of people may not realize this, but when I left my job, my store, Wilson Gems and Jewels, I started out with just making bracelets. That's where I started. My little bracelets that I wear, this is one of the newer designs, but here, let me see if I can show you guys. That's the labradorite one, right? I started out making these bracelets. This is where I started. And then one day I branched out to necklaces, and now I'm making, you know, little macrame necklaces. I have tarot and oracle cards. But with each time I take, or with each sell I make, I put so much aside that I can put it back into inventory. And at first it was hard, especially since I left my job. So back last year, about December, I was actually looking at a harassment case. My boss harassed me. He would stand up behind me, like his belly would touch me. It was very disgusting, it was very horrible. And I had tried to stand up for myself, well, backfired on me because because he's willing to do whatever they want, they were taking his side. Like, they had shown him what I had. They had told him that I turned him in. Even the lawyer, like, I feel, was talking behind my back to management saying, yeah, this is what she's trying to say. I was not being taken seriously at all. And I knew that my voice was not being heard. So either I was going to be pushed out or I had to leave on my own. Life was absolutely miserable. He did everything in his power to make my life miserable. He would, I used to listen to music, at least to help me through the day. I worked 8 to 6, Monday through Friday, so that's not a lot of time at home. That's a lot of time with the phone constantly ringing, not being able to get the things done that needed to get done, constantly being behind, having to get all the stuff done that they wanted. Watching as he watched kitty videos, like on YouTube, not okay with that one. I believe that a boss should be a part of it, you know, a boss should be in there and helping also, not just watching kitty videos. I'm sorry, but it's just, it was something that just irritated me the most. But the point is one day I just realized that this wasn't going to work out. And I had already started both my businesses, my healing business and my store. And I realized that this was what I wanted to do. That's exactly, I love my store. I love creating things. I love looking for amazing products for you guys. I love all of that. And I realized that that was what I wanted to do along with my healing business. I love doing readings. I love Reiki. I'm learning to become a shaman. I'm training under shaman, I should say. And I love those sessions also. So all of that stuff is starting to incorporate more and more and more throughout this year. But when I decided to leave last year, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, like I panicked actually. I remember turning in my notice, like I didn't give them a 2 weeks notice. Now I don't recommend this for everybody, but I didn't give them a 2 weeks notice because I didn't feel like they deserved it. I knew that if I put my notice in, that would be 2 weeks of living hell for me. And I needed to leave. Like I just needed a clear cut break from them. And so I left and I put my all into my businesses. Yes, I've had some setbacks. Yes, I've been scared. Yes, I spent the first 2 months absolutely freaking out thinking, what the hell did I do? Like, you crazy, crazy person. But I have learned along the way. Now, I probably did it in a way that most people don't recommend, but I trusted in the universe. I knew that there was something better for me out there, and I had to take this chance. I had to do this. Like, this was just something that I knew I needed to do. I needed to give myself a chance. I have worked my entire life since I was 15 years old, and I wouldn't take breaks. I wouldn't go on vacation. I didn't really take my like vacation time. I barely took sick time ever. I was literally working to live. Like I was just constantly working. I remember working at like the hotel and barely even making ends meet when I worked there. And then even when I worked at this place that I left last, I barely made ends work. Like they barely even paid me enough to live. And I think they liked that though, because then that meant that you had to come to work. That meant that you had to be there, that you couldn't call in sick. So I think in a way that they actually liked that. And I think that's kind of the way that they run, and that's a corporation for you. And it was just something that I remember I would cry myself to sleep. Like every single night I would cry myself to sleep. I'm somebody that I love to go to bed. Like I like bedtime because it means I get to sleep and I love my sleep. But I dreaded going to sleep because it meant I had to get up the next day and go to that job. And that's not a way to live. Like that's not a way to live. So like I said, I took a huge chance on myself. What I have done though is, for one thing, I put a certain amount aside for taxes also, because you've got to remember that you have taxes. But then I also put so much aside. So every sale that I make with my store, I put aside for inventory. And that's how I've started to build things up. That's how I've been able to buy it. The money that I make with my healing services, every time I do a reading, a Reiki session, a shamanic session, that's how I pay my bills. That's how I go to the grocery store. If I want to go and do something, that's what I do. That's the money that comes in from that, is how I live my life. The money that comes in from my store is building my store right now. One day, it is going to make enough profit to where I won't have to constantly be putting it straight back into the business, straight back into the store. Until that day comes though, that is exactly what I do with that. But that's okay because it's built. I started out with just just bracelets. Now I have crystals. Now I have tarot and oracle cards, and I have crystal water bottles. I did have candles for a little bit, but I decided not to do that. I will of course give you guys a little bit more of a tour of my store here in like the next couple of days. Probably I do plan to make a video about that. But that's how I get the inventory. So if you're wanting to open up your own store, start small. You know, cherry tree beads are really good to work with. They are a wholesale. That's where I get all of my beads from. That's where I get a majority of like the jewelry pieces that I use. That's where I get that from. That's where like the necklace pieces come from, all of that. And then I have Amazon where I get like the hemp cord, or Hobby Lobby, Hobby of the Lobbies. This came from a local person actually that sells crystals. So she gave this to me for a pretty good price. So if you go out and you tell people like that you're an entrepreneur or something like that, a lot of times they will give you like pieces of their crystals, or if they have like broken pieces, they might have broken pieces that you can use, you know, that they just don't want to put out and sell because it's broken, and they might give you a good deal on that. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to tell people, hey, I'm an entrepreneur. I actually like make necklaces with these. I actually do, you know, all of this stuff with these. And yeah, they might cut you a pretty good deal. A lot of small businesses want to help out small businesses. I do it for anybody else that I can help out. If they need something, you know, I've given some stuff to some small businesses to help them out also. You know, some pieces that I don't use, I'm like, hey, I never use these. Do you want to see if you can get them? You know, that kind of stuff. I have a friend that she's opening up a store also, so I get to give her some of my pieces that she's going to sell. I'm super excited. I'm branching out more, so I actually sell now. I have a shelf at the Rustic Raven where I also do my healing services. I'm looking at putting a shelf somewhere else. I have the market, so every Saturday there's a local market here where I can sell like any handmade items that I make. I can sell there. I'm looking at another store to possibly start selling some of my stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's how Amazon and Walmart and stuff, they start branching out. Now I know that I want mine to be more than just a website, so I'm starting to branch it out to other places. But look at like fair.com or Tundra. Tundra has a really good wholesale site. Now you need to make sure you type in like Tundra wholesale or something like that. Or you get like the actual like Tundra trucks, you know, the Toyota trucks. Because I kept getting that and I got a little frustrated on that one. I'll put some links down below for you guys. That is where like of places that I started, like Fair. I liked Fair because they have some pretty cool ones. I really like Tundra because They have a lot of wholesale that you don't have to meet like a certain limit. A lot of wholesale places you'll have to buy at least like $100 worth of stuff, or I was talking to one that was like $1,000, and I was like, no, dude, like seriously, you want me to buy $1,000 worth of your stuff? I can't even guarantee that I'm gonna sell all of that. Like, no, that's not okay. So I'll put those links down. All right, I don't know where it cut me off. My SD card actually was full, which I didn't think it was. Anyways, so that's just a couple of things that I did when I first began. Don't be afraid of the failures and the setbacks. There's a lot to learn, especially when you first begin. Watch the YouTube videos. Look for websites that aren't going to rip you off. As much as a lot of people use, I think, what is it? I like Etsy. Etsy does pretty good. I do have an Etsy site. I use Square for my website because I have full control over everything. So if I want to sell, I'm starting to sell CBD products, so I can put my CBD products on there. I know there's another selling website, but for some, it's like an e-commerce one. You know, look and compare what's going to work best for you. Square is a bit on the pricey side sometimes to use. I think I pay close to $300. And I had taken that out of my savings. So, you know, you just kind of have to kind of look and see what works for you, like I said. But for the most part, like a lot of YouTube videos, Pinterest, watching, following people, make sure you're following people that truly and completely set you up, like people that you admire. Stop following people that bring you down. Like if there's somebody that's constantly complaining on Facebook, or there's somebody that's constantly dragging you down, or every time you get on and they put out a post and you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't want anything to do with this. Don't follow those people. Like, you don't have to, it's fine. Social media is gonna be your best friend. Yes, there are times where I need to social media detox myself. Because I will get on it for so long. I use TikTok a lot for my store. I use Instagram, I use Facebook, that's about it. Canva is a really great way to make your photos. It's free, so you don't have to pay for the photos, and you get a lot of editing stuff on there. You can put a lot of little picture things. You can put your own picture in there. You can do a lot with that. I use my phone for a lot, so I usually do it upside down when I'm taking a picture because you get a better angle. Make sure the lighting is good if you're doing products. Let's see, I have actually it's Photo Express. You can actually use a lot of that for free. And then I use Story Art. And that's really good for the Instagram stories. So they're kind of like little, I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're like, you can make your little Instagram stories. So it's very aesthetic. It's very pleasing to the eye. And a lot of it is free. So you don't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars, you guys. I don't pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for stuff. Yes, I do for my all of my products. Like if I'm getting more inventory and that kind of stuff, I might. Usually my Oracle cards run me anywhere between $200 to $300 to order a few of them because they come from the UK, so I want to make sure I have a bunch in. But for all of the other stuff, you don't need to be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. As long as you have a computer or a phone, you could sell anything, you guys. You really and truly could. So don't think that you need all of this stuff. You don't need a big setup. I have my second bedroom is my office. My desk I bought off of Facebook for $15, and it works perfectly. It's actually really, really big. I do have a Cricut, but that was something that I had bought for myself, and I almost think that I could have gone a little bit longer without it. But it's how I make my logos for my water bottles and that kind of stuff, so it's okay. But yeah, and if you guys do get, like, if you want to get a credit card, make sure you only spend enough where you can pay it off. But use ones like Chase Freedom or Amazon Prime where you can get the points. And then what you do is you take those points, and that's how you buy like your supplies and that kind of stuff on Amazon. I take those points and I will buy my stuff that I need on Amazon with my points. So 9 times out of 10, I actually don't really use a lot of money because I'm using my points instead. Like I might go and fill my car up with my credit card and then maybe buy dinner or something for me and a client. Remember that you also can write things off. So expenses, keep all of your stuff, keep all of your expenses because you are gonna be able to write a bit of that off actually. You don't really need like a bunch of expensive stuff. And like I said, if you do it smart, you can use credit cards to your advantage where you're using those points, but make sure you're continuing to pay those cards off also, so you're not stuck with big card balances. Don't be like, Bri said I could use a credit card and I could use all the points. No. I said use a credit card wisely so you can use the points also. Don't go off on a different tangent, guys. I know that a lot of us aren't really listening. I noticed that a lot on TikTok and that kind of stuff. Anyways, you guys, I hope that this really helped you guys. I hope that you're chasing after your dreams. You're going after your goal. If you're wanting to open up your own store, your own business, I hope this kind of got you guys started in the right direction. I hope it kind of helped you put the fuel back into the fire, that kind of thing. Remember that you don't have to start big. You can start small and then work your way up. When I tried to start out big, it actually rebounced on me. Like it actually blew up in my face because I was trying to be too big. And when I was just working small and building myself up gradually, that's when it all started. The puzzle pieces came together. So don't start out too big. You don't have to have all of this stuff. You can start out small and then work your way up to the top, and then you're gonna do amazing. I already have faith in you. I already know that you're gonna do good because small businesses is where it's at. That's where it's gonna grow. You can, the best thing, yes, it's a lot of late hours. Yes, it's a lot of time and energy. Yes, I get up sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm working on my store and my healing business. And then I sometimes don't go to bed until 10 o'clock at night because I'm working on all of that. Yes, I've missed out on a few workouts because, you know, there are times where I forget to eat lunch because I'm still working. Like I'm trying to get a lot of things done. You guys probably noticed my YouTube channel probably slipped a little bit, and it's because I've been working so hard on those things that this is just something that had to fall onto the back burner. And if that happens, that's fine. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay. You can find it and you can pick it back up later, but just, you know, do it when you're ready, you know, do it slowly and then work your way up. Don't burn yourself out. But you're not gonna start in some big warehouse probably. If you do, that's really good. Like that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, like that's where I'm headed. That's where I hope I'm headed because that would be amazing. I would love that. And yes, there's gonna be a bit of failures, there's gonna be a bit of setbacks, but with each of those, you're gonna learn a lesson, you're gonna learn what you need to learn, and it's actually going to help your business and it's gonna help grow things. So I hope that this helped you guys. I know I've said that a few times, but every time I'm about to end, I'm like, oh yeah, and then this. But if you guys have any tips and tricks for your fellow entrepreneurs, please leave them in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please like this video. And if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, well then what you doing? Because it's a Bootober party, guys. So get to subscribing if you want to, of course. I can't tell you what to do. So with that said, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Happy Bootober, guys. Bye.